Jedi Fallen franchise.
That's the new game?
Yep, Fallen franchise. It's up to you, young George Lucas, to bring back control from Kathleen Kennedy and retcon the prequel trilogy, sequel trilogy.
Well, I'm assuming from the Jedi character that you see at the beginning of the game that she's a she, and so far they've done a better job at making her an interesting character than the whole sequel trilogy with Chrome Face or whatever her name was. I don't even remember her name.
Phasma?
Yes, Captain Plasma.
Oh, you're talking
Phasma.
about the second sister.
Yeah,
The
second
Inquisitor.
sister. It's like you expect her to be a proper character, and then it's like, oh, by the way, she's just a redundant character.
Yeah, who
With
doesn't even,
attitude.
Yeah, who just has a crappy final battle. But anyways,
Yeah.
So thoughts about this game?
You can tell they really spent a long time on making this engine look good.
Yeah, they are this. Okay, keep in mind this is actually EA's third Star Wars game.
Yeah.
The first two are Battlefront games, and they have been middling to successes.
This, as you said, feels like a Drake Fortune game.
Yeah, it has a mixture of like Drake's Fortune, Assassin's Creed.
See, that's what I was thinking when I first played this. I'm like,
Dark
this is kinda like
Souls.
Assassin's Creed. And with Jedi Outcast, it sort of feels like an indirect sequel, or I guess it's technically a prequel.
Or even a reboot.
A rebut.
Yeah, because remember, all those games before Disney bought the rights.
It's a youngling compared to all the other games, since it's set, you said, apparently between Revenge of
Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Yeah, so this is...
Yeah.
Is this like the earliest game thus far?
I would say like this. Yeah, I think it's like 5 years after Revenge, but I might not be.
Yeah.
5 to 10 years.
So you get to see a bit of the
Dark Times.
A bit of the Dark Times before the New Hope times.
Well, yeah, before Rogue One comes along.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. Although Rebels can also be a good early insight of what the Dark Times were like, because that was also set before Rogue One.
I feel like it feels like a jazzier, like his whole lightsaber techniques, his whole like not techniques, but you know what
His
I mean.
saber stance.
Like his stance
fighting
is a
style.
little bit wild and like I guess amateurish,
Yeah, but I mean like
a little bit reckless, but
Yeah.
I guess that fits his character.
this is a game which puts story first, so you get to understand why he fights like this. You actually get to see a little bit at the beginning where the second sister confronts you and goes, "Oh, I know that fighting style. Somebody must have taught you. Your master, right? Who was he? I might have killed him."
Yeah. That pink Yoda guy.
Yeah.
Tall Yoda.
I call him Elf Thanos.
Yeah, Elf Thanos taught you, didn't he? And it's like, yes. Yeah, so that's the first thing you notice, and the graphics and the lighting's really good. Music, I assume they made the music. It doesn't sound like anything from the real Star Wars.
It doesn't sound like a John Williams score.
Yeah, which is okay, but it sounds like it was done well. Like they really tried to
Try and capture the feeling of it.
Yeah, that's why I felt like there's been other times where they've written music that tried to be John Williams, or they mishmashed like parts of the John Williams score, but this actually does feel like the closest it managed to achieve to, some sort of
John Williams-y score.
John Williams light. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's specific melodies. I don't think so. I think it's just like a general purpose, like be like John Williams. That's what the score.
Yeah,
is
or like just copy like this little sample from John Williams and use it for your own ends.
Yeah, my main criticism of this game, it's kind of hard. It's a little bit early still. I'd say like it feels, because the way they made it more like Uncharted, it feels more like you're playing a movie than.
But that's the standard of
Yeah.
AAA games nowadays. Like most of the time, you're just sitting down and watching Like, admittedly, it's a longer movie than the movies we're getting in theaters. Like, not even like in 2020, but like 1 year ago, the longest movie was like Endgame or whatever, and it was like 2 to 3 hours long. Meanwhile, we have games like this which are 60 hours long, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, there's so much more content in like a game than there is in a movie.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. Like, now that the game is what, $30 or so dollars? I don't remember what I paid for it. It's a pretty good deal. I feel like the full price it's really well polished, but like without like something to go back to unless you really enjoyed the story to play it again.
Yeah,
But I definitely give it, I don't know.
I think this deserves a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I feel like as I've played through Jedi Knight and Mysteries of the Sith and a few other games, that was a bit more actiony. This is more like, I guess, like a film version.
I feel like this is a good successor to
It's a lot more action
The Force
oriented. I feel
Unleashed.
like there's pull lever here so far, and like there's not really puzzles. It's more like
platforming.
Yeah, it's a lot more platforming than the past Jedi games that I've played. So,
But
it keeps it interesting.
yeah,
for
I
sure.
feel like the platforming is super fluid. Like,
Yeah.
it makes you feel like you're like, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I felt like the main character was gonna bust down into singing that song from Aladdin where it's like one jump ahead or whatever.
Oh, one jump ahead, or you never had a friend like me.
No, one jump ahead. It was the one where he's being chased by the guards
Yeah.
at the very beginning of the film.
There's another game that we played where, we played Doom Eternal, and that also felt like there was no downtime between the action. I was trying to remember which game it was.
Yeah,
I'd say this is like the Uncharted action game.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is Jedi, the speed game.
There is a little bit of downtime in the cutscenes, and then
Yeah,
there's like
true.
that one bit where he has the vision and he's in the Empire
Yeah.
Empire hallway.
That's what I feel like. I feel like this. I don't want to say it's like Jedi Light. I feel like it's like a mix of Jedi and action. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Lots of Jedi action.
Yeah, I think like I'm surprised
No pedo action.
EA basically knocked this one out of the park. They should
Yeah.
really pat themselves on the back for this.
And make a sequel.
Make a sequel
Tons of sequel. Make that money.
and don't include loot boxes into it.
Yes.
Or
no loot
time
boxes.
savers, as people like to call them now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say definitely check it out now that it's gone down in price. It is a fun game. If you had the time, for sure. You know, and you missed the Jedi games of yesterday.
Yeah, and you just
Yesteryear.
yeah, and you want to relive the glory days of the dark times.
If you want to forget the last 3 movies in the main series,
Which, I mean,
7,
Disney's
8,
gonna
9,
do
10,
anyways.
They're 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Then play this. You'll pretend they never happened.
Yeah, because when you're saying the last 3 movies, you're actually talking about Last Jedi, Solo,
That's
and
why I
then,
realized. Yeah. It's like Solo with lightsabers. There
and
you
then
go.
and then you also have to factor in the Clone Wars season that came out after Last Jedi,
Yeah.
which you can basically cram into like Revenge of the Sith. Somebody
Yeah.
actually did an edit of that.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you all.
Just don't force yourself on anyone else.
Yep.
Don't be a Jedi pedo.
Don't be a Smash Brother.
These aren't the guys you're looking for.
These aren't the children you're looking for.
The younglings.